Unprecedented anger over violence against women in New Delhi. Thousands of protesters clashed with police in December, following the savage gang rape of a young student on a bus. She died from her injuries almost 2 weeks later. The crime revolts the nation and shone a spotlight on the treatment of women in Indian society.
I never thought a human being could treat another human being so badly. In a way, it was a nightmare that I had to experience, and I've lived through it. Even now, it sends a shiver down my spine when I think about what happened.
He and his female companion were making their way home after a trip to the cinema. At this bus stop, they were tricked onto a private bus they believed would take them home. The 5 men already on board then drew the curtains, beat him up and took turns raping the young woman as they drove around the capital. More than an hour later, the couple were dumped on the side of a road and almost killed when the bus tried to run them over.
The guilt will always remain. Society has lost a daughter, I lost a friend. The only good thing would be if we ensure that such cases don't ever happen again.
हमारे लिए अच्छी बात ये होगी कि हम आगे से ये घटना रिपीट ना होने के लिए हम कुछ करें.
4 of the accused lived in this impoverished neighborhood in the capital.
I never thought someone could do anything like this. I couldn't believe it when I heard about the attack. I started to feel anxious. I kept asking myself, how could they be so dark inside?
Public demand for justice prompted the government to bring the case before a special fast-track court. The driver of the bus was found hanged in his prison cell, and a lawyer for another of the defendants said his client had been admitted to hospital after being attacked by fellow inmates. Meanwhile, protesters kept up pressure on police following subsequent brutal rapes in the capital.
I see it as part of a global struggle. It's not a struggle of India catching up with the rest of the world, but rather I think the rest of the world also has a lot to learn from the struggle in India, and how a struggle against sexual violence can be a mass movement.
Since the December gang rape, the number of rape cases reported to police in Delhi has more than doubled compared to the previous year. New sex laws have broadened the definitions of sexual assault and introduced harsher punishments. It's hoped an angrier and better informed public will help forge a society in which women can truly feel safe.